Brightest blessings, everyone. I'm actually doing a response video to Brett Keener, the Stallion 76, regarding a video that he did. Now, apparently he lives in a small town, a Christian town, and we all know Brett. Brett is one of the biggest atheists that I know. Um, Not long ago, well, I don't know, long ago, not long ago, whatever, small town, Christian town, sex shop opens, and of course, uh, the churches all come out in force saying we don't want this video in our I'm sorry, we don't want this store in our town because we're a Christian town. Excuse me, not everyone in town is a Christian. I know that for a fact. Brett lives there. He's not a Christian. He's an atheist. He pays taxes. He should have a say. Yeah. So, anyway, Brett, of course, goes down there and takes a look at the protest and everything. And you're right, Brett. You should have filmed it. That would have been priceless. Yeah. I would have loved to seen it. But he goes in there with his wife because, he's an atheist, doesn't think sex is dirty, doesn't think sex is a bad thing. And he realizes that he sees some familiar faces in the store. Some of the same people protesting were shopping. Oh my goodness. But then again, many Christians I know are hypocrites, so that's not surprising. I would have pointed them out going, hey, weren't you the same person out there protesting, saying that this was dirty and disgusting, and what are you doing shopping in here, Ed? I know I'm in here because I wasn't protesting. Yeah. Show them their shit, Brett. Show them their shit. Okay. He's asking what we think, because now they're allowed to stay in business, but now the church is again getting up in their face going, well, you must be respectful to us, so you cannot be open on Sundays. What kind of crap is that? That's bullshit. These tax-exempt churches are sitting there saying, this is a Christian town, and, this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Well, if that's the case, who's paying taxes and supporting the town? Then maybe the churches should get the fuck out since they're tax-exempt. They're nothing but a drain on the town. So if they want to pull that, this town ain't big enough for the two of us bullshit, they better rethink that. Okay. Brett, there are some states, and it sounds like you're in one of them, where they have, I believe they're called blue laws. I was born and raised in California, in a city. I'm now in Arizona, which is a lot more conservative, but yet they don't have these things. I went to visit my niece and her husband not long ago in Colorado, and they have a thing called blue laws. Do you realize, and this probably is true for you, but it was surprising for me, that I could go into a regular grocery store like Albertsons or Safeway or whatever your local grocery store is, no matter how big or small the chain is, you cannot buy alcohol there. No, you can't. You must go to a liquor store for that. And those liquor stores are not allowed to be open on Sundays. And when they are open, they're not allowed to be open past a certain time. Yeah, they close rather early. Because this is a good Christian state. This is a good Christian town. Well, you know what? You don't have to be Christian to be religious. I'm pagan. I don't follow those rules. I am allowed to drink and be merry. And you know what they say, Brett? Nobody parties like a pagan. What happens if they're a nice Jewish family? The Sabbath is Saturday. Or even, you don't even have to be Jewish. How about a Seventh-day Evangelist? That's a good old Christian boy for you. Their Sabbath is on Saturday. So what about them? Yeah, are you saying that they're not worth shit? What are they? They just, what, lunch meat or something? They're nothing? Is that it? The point is, Brett, your state may be mainly Christian, or your town may be mainly Christian, held to Christian values. But that dictates what religion that you need to be. I mean, they're not saying that you have to be a certain religion, but they're demanding that you follow what their laws dictate. Okay? And what happens if you are a Christian? A Christian that actually goes to the same church as everybody else. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a good Christian. I know plenty of good Christians that drink and smoke and, where they're not supposed to. I know Mormons that drink and smoke. They're not supposed to. They drink alcohol and soda and smoke cigarettes and use drugs too. It means that they're not a good Mormon or that they're not a good Christian. Or a half-hearted Christian that just goes to church on Christmas and Easter. Now they're dictating not only what religion you have to follow the rules and regulations for, but how well you follow it. You can't be a bad Christian. What are they going to do? Kick you out of their town? They have an awful lot of power for people that don't pay taxes. Just my 2 cents. Blessed be. Hey, Brad, I'm sorry, just a quick little note here. You said that you were surprised that the adult shops stayed in business because there were so many other shops that were driven out of business by the Christians and the church. And I will tell you, I'm not surprised at all. And the reason why is the same reason that you discovered on the day that they were protesting the adult shop. And that is, they sat there and said, we bang our chests, and you are not allowed, and all that stuff, and go home, we are Christian, we don't want your filth here, we don't want your dirty, pornographic money here. But when no one's looking, who slips in the back door? Yeah, it's still there because church members are supporting it. And that's the bottom line. Because we have Christians that are just hypocrites. Later. Blessed be.